My jealous sister-in-law announced my pregnancy to the family before I could, then demanded I give her my baby because she's infertile and deserves it more than me. Hey everyone, I'm a 28-year-old woman, and I've always had a pretty tense relationship with my husband's family. But things took a dramatic turn for the worse when I got pregnant with our first child. My husband, Alex, who's 30, and I have been married for 3 years. We've been trying for a baby for about a year, and let me tell you, it wasn't easy. There were false starts, heartbreak, and plenty of tears. So, when that little plus sign finally appeared on the test last month, we were absolutely over the moon. To be cautious, we decided to keep the news under wraps until I was past the first trimester. We only shared it with a few close family members, my parents, Alex's parents, and, unfortunately, his sister, Emily, who's 32. Now, Emily and her husband, Mark, who's 34, have been battling infertility for years. They've tried IVF twice, and both attempts failed. I genuinely feel for them. It's heartbreaking to watch someone go through that. But Emily has a habit of making every situation about her pain. At every family gathering, she talks about how unfair life is, how she feels cursed. Alex and I have always tried to be there for her. I've spent hours on the phone listening to her cry, even offered to accompany her to appointments. But when we shared our pregnancy news with her, hoping she'd be happy for us, it was like a switch flipped. We broke the news over dinner at her place, just the 4 of us. Alex was beaming with excitement as he said, "Hey, sis, we've got some news. My wife's pregnant." I was smiling, expecting congratulations, but Emily just stared at me with this blank, cold expression. Then, out of nowhere, she burst into tears, not joyful tears, but raw, ugly sobbing. Mark tried to comfort her, but she pushed him away, shouting, "How could you do this to me? You know how hard this is for us." I was stunned. I managed to stammer, "Emily, I'm so sorry you're hurting, but this is good news for us." She shot up from her chair and screamed, "Good news? For you? What about me? I've been trying for years, and you just get pregnant like it's nothing? It's not fair." Alex tried to calm her down, but she stormed out of the room. Mark apologized over and over, saying she was just emotional, but the night was ruined. We left early, and on the drive home, Alex said, "She'll come around. She's just jealous right now." I nodded, but deep down, I was hurt. This was supposed to be our special moment, and she turned it into a spotlight on her pain. Things got even worse a few days later. We had a big family dinner planned with Alex's parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, the whole crew. We were so excited to announce the pregnancy there, planning a sweet reveal with an ultrasound photo. But when we walked in, everyone was already congratulating us. Alex's mom pulled me into a tight hug, saying, "Oh, honey, we're so thrilled about the baby." I was confused. How did they know? Well, it turns out Emily had called everyone the day after we told her and announced it herself. She even framed it around her struggles, telling them, "Op's pregnant, but please be sensitive because it's really hard for me right now." She stole our moment and made it about her infertility. I was furious. Alex confronted her privately, asking why she'd do something like that. Her response? "I just needed support. You don't understand what it's like to be around pregnant people when you can't have your own." Alex told her it was selfish and that she owed us an apology. She sent me a half-hearted text saying, "Sorry if I overstepped, but you have no idea how much this hurts me." It wasn't a real apology, just more focus on her feelings. That was bad enough, but then things took a shocking turn. About a week later, Emily called me out of the blue, crying again. She said, "Op, I can't stop thinking about your baby. It's the baby I was supposed to have. Mark and I have been through so much, and you and Alex are young, you can have more. What if you gave the baby to us? We could adopt it, raise it as our own. I'd be such a good mom, better than you even, because I've wanted this forever." I thought she was joking at first. I said, "Emily, what? No, this is our child. Alex and I are keeping it." But she wouldn't let it go. She kept pushing, saying, "Please, just think about it. You don't know what it's like to be infertile. It's killing me. Every time I see a pregnant woman, I die inside. This baby could save my marriage, save me. You owe me this, I've supported you guys so much." I hung up, trembling. I told Alex, and he was livid. He called her and said, "That's insane, Emily. Back off." But she didn't stop. She started texting me articles about surrogacy, going on about how selfless it is to give a child to someone who can't have one. She even showed up at our house unannounced, begging me to consider her pain. Then the family got involved. Alex's mom called me, saying, "Emily's in a bad place. Maybe just humor her a little? She's not serious about taking the baby, she just needs to feel included." Included? In my pregnancy? I told her no way. Now Emily's telling everyone I'm being cruel, that I'm rubbing my pregnancy in her face by not letting her be part of it. Part of it how? She wants to come to my doctor's appointments, feel the baby kick, and even suggested naming the baby after her if it's a girl. Reddit, am I the asshole for telling her to stay away from me and my pregnancy? I feel terrible about her infertility, but she's crossing every line. She's turning what should be the happiest time of my life into a complete nightmare. Update 1, 2 weeks after original post. Hey everyone, wow, thank you so much for the overwhelming support. Reading your comments made me feel less crazy about all this. A lot of you suggested going no contact with Emily, and that's exactly what Alex and I decided to do. We blocked her number, told her not to come over, and Alex had a serious talk with his parents about boundaries. He told them, if you side with her on this, you're choosing her over your future grandchild. His mom backed down quickly, apologizing and admitting she didn't realize how bad things had gotten. But Emily didn't stop. She started showing up at my workplace. I'm a graphic designer at a small firm, and she knows where it is because she picked me up there once. The first time, she waited in the parking lot after my shift, crying and holding a stuffed animal. She said, "This is for the baby. Please, Op, let's talk. I didn't mean to demand the baby, I just want to be involved. Maybe I can be the godmother? Or help with the nursery?" I told her firmly, "No, Emily. Leave me alone." She got angry and yelled, "You're so selfish. You get everything, Alex, the perfect life, now a baby, and I get nothing." A coworker saw the scene and called security, but Emily left before they arrived. Things escalated further at a family event we couldn't avoid, Alex's grandma's 80th birthday party. We went because grandma's health is fragile, and we didn't want to miss it. Of course, Emily was there. She cornered me in the kitchen, whispering, "I saw your ultrasound photo on Alex's phone when he wasn't looking. It's a girl, isn't it? I can tell. She looks just like me in my dreams." I froze. How did she get into his phone? Turns out, she snooped during a family dinner we had skipped. I told her, "That's creepy, Emily. Stay away." But she grabbed my arm, not hard, but enough to scare me, and said, "If you won't give her to me, at least let me be there for the birth. I deserve that much." Alex overheard and pulled her away, telling her to leave the party. His parents tried to mediate, saying, "She's just excited, Op. Infertility makes people do crazy things." Excited? No, she was obsessed. Even Grandma pulled me aside later, saying, "Dear, Emily's always been the dramatic one. But family is family, maybe share some pregnancy updates with her to calm her down?" I politely declined, but inside, I was fuming. That night, Alex and I discussed getting a restraining order. He's supportive but torn because it's his sister. He said, "I love her, but this is too much. What if she tries something when the baby's born? I'm 14 weeks now, just starting to show, and every time I look in the mirror, I feel anxiety instead of joy. Has anyone dealt with something like this? How do I protect my baby without tearing the family apart?" Update 2, 1 month after Update 1. Hey everyone, things have gone from bad to absolutely worse. First, thank you again for all the advice. Several of you suggested documenting everything, so I started a folder with screenshots of Emily's texts, notes on her visits, and even a dashcam video from the day she followed me home from work. Yes, that actually happened. Alex and I met with a lawyer about a restraining order, but they told us we need more evidence of a direct threat, not just creepy behavior. It's frustrating, but we're working on it. After the birthday party fiasco, Emily went quiet for a bit, which gave us a sliver of hope. But then she launched a smear campaign. She posted on Facebook, "We're not friends, but mutuals sent me screenshots, writing about how some people get pregnant so easily and don't appreciate it, with obvious jabs at me being ungrateful and excluding family." Some of Alex's cousins messaged him to check if I was okay, but a few sided with Emily, saying infertility is traumatic and I should be more compassionate. Then, the real bombshell hit last week. I had my 18-week scan, the big one where they check everything and you can find out the gender if you want. Alex and I decided to learn the gender privately and plan a small reveal for my side of the family later. Everything looked perfect. It's a boy. We were overjoyed, crying happy tears in the doctor's office. But when we got home, there was a package on our doorstep. Inside were blue balloons, and "It's a boy" banner, and a note from Emily that read, "Congratulations on our little boy. I can't wait to meet him. I've already started buying clothes. Love, Aunt Emily, future mommy. Our little boy? Future mommy? I completely lost it. How did she know? We hadn't told a soul. Alex called her immediately, shouting, "How the hell do you know it's a boy? Did you hack my email or something?" She actually laughed and said, "Oh, come on, Alex. I have my ways. A friend works at the clinic. She didn't break any rules, just confirmed for me." A friend? At my OB's office? That's a serious HIPAA violation. I called the clinic, furious. They investigated and discovered one of the receptionists was Emily's old high school friend. She hadn't accessed records but overheard a conversation and texted Emily. The clinic fired her on the spot and apologized profusely, even offering to transfer my care if needed. But the damage was done. Emily had intimate details about my pregnancy. That same night, she showed up at our house, banging on the door. "Let me in. We need to talk about the baby. He's going to need a real mom who wants him desperately, not someone who got knocked up by accident." Alex cracked the door just enough to say, "Leave now, or I'm calling the cops." She started sobbing on the porch, pleading, "Mark left me because I can't give him kids. This baby is my last chance. Please, op, surrogate for me. Carry him to term and hand him over. I'll pay you whatever you want." We called the police. They escorted her away and gave her a warning for trespassing, but they said without violence, there's little more they can do. Now Alex's parents are blowing up our phones, begging us to forgive her because she's falling apart. His mom even said to me, "Op, you're strong. Emily's not. Maybe let her be involved in small ways, like picking out baby clothes?" I snapped back, "Involved? She wants to steal my son." Alex hung up on her. I'm 19 weeks now, and the stress is taking a toll. My blood pressure was high at my last checkup, and the doctor warned me about preeclampsia risks. Alex is sleeping with a baseball bat by the bed, and I'm having nightmares about her breaking in. Part of me wants to move, but we can't afford it right now. What do I do if she doesn't stop? This pregnancy was supposed to be a time of joy, but it's turning into a horror story. Update 3, 3 weeks after Update 2. I can't believe I'm sharing this update. You guys were right, documenting everything saved us. But things got so much darker. After the police visit, Emily went radio silent again, and we thought maybe she'd finally backed off. Alex's parents invited us over for a peace talk, but we declined. Instead, we focused on ourselves, setting up the nursery, picking names, we're thinking Liam, and trying to find some joy in this pregnancy. I even started a little pregnancy journal, writing letters to our baby boy about how excited we are to meet him. But then, last Friday, I got a call from my doctor. "Op, we need you to come in right away. There's been an issue with your records." My heart sank. At the office, they explained that someone had called pretending to be me, requesting a transfer of my prenatal care to another clinic, Emily's fertility specialist. They provided details only someone close would know, like my due date and blood type. Thankfully, the clinic caught it because the voice on the phone didn't quite match mine, but it was close enough to rattle them. I knew it had to be Emily. Alex and I went straight to the police with our folder of evidence. This time, they took it seriously: impersonation and potential identity theft. They issued a temporary restraining order, meaning she can't come within 500 feet of us or contact us. Mark, her now ex-husband, reached out to Alex privately. He said, "I'm sorry, man. Emily's lost it. She told me she was going to adopt your baby one way or another. She's been seeing a therapist but stopped going. I left because she was talking about extreme measures." Extreme measures? Like what? Mark wouldn't elaborate, but his words chilled us to the bone. We changed our locks, installed cameras, and I started working from home to avoid any chance of her showing up. But the nightmare reached its peak 2 days ago. I was home alone, Alex was at work, when I heard a noise in the backyard. I looked out and saw Emily climbing over our fence, wearing gloves and carrying a bag. She was muttering to herself, something about saving the baby. I grabbed my phone, started recording, and called 911, saying, "There's an intruder in my yard. She's my sister-in-law, and she's obsessed with my pregnancy." Emily spotted me through the window and started banging on the glass. "Op, open up. I need to talk to the baby. I brought supplements, stuff to make him stronger for when he's mine. Please, he's calling to me in my dreams." She was completely unhinged, her eyes wild with desperation. I barricaded the door, screaming for her to leave. The police arrived within minutes, tackling her as she tried to pry open the window. In her bag, they found prenatal vitamins, baby clothes, and, brace yourselves, A fake ID with my name and a badly photoshopped photo of me, plus printouts on how to induce labor early and home birth kits. They arrested her for attempted breaking and entering, violating the restraining order, and stalking. She's in custody now, facing serious charges. The family is in chaos. Alex's mom is devastated, crying to him about how Emily just wanted a baby so bad. His dad is furious with her, saying she needs help, not excuses. Mark officially filed for divorce, citing her obsession as the reason. Physically, I'm okay, and the baby's fine, his heartbeat is strong. But emotionally, I'm a wreck. Therapy starts next week for both Alex and me. We're moving in with my parents temporarily for safety. But here's the chilling cliffhanger: as Emily was being arrested, she yelled something that still haunts me. This isn't over. The baby's mine, I have proof you're unfit. Wait until the family hears the truth. What truth? What proof? Alex thinks she's bluffing, but I'm terrified she's got something up her sleeve, even from jail. Has she been digging into my past? Spreading more lies? I don't know, but I can't shake the fear that this drama isn't over yet. Next story. My entitled family ran a massive scam that drained my savings and ruined my credit, pretending it was for family investments, then abandoned me when I exposed them. Now they're facing charges but keep harassing me for bail money. I'm a 28-year-old woman, and I never imagined my own family could betray me in such a twisted way. Growing up, we seemed close-knit, or at least, that's what I believed. My parents, both in their 50s, always preached family first, while my older brother Jake, 32, was the golden child who could do no wrong. I was the reliable one, working 2 jobs through college to pay my own way, never asking for handouts. I thought that made me strong. Turns out, it just made me an easy target. This nightmare began about 2 years ago. I just landed a decent job as a graphic designer after years of freelancing, and I was finally building some savings, around $15,000, plus a small emergency fund. I lived in a tiny apartment, scraping by, but I was proud of what I'd achieved. Then, one evening, my mom called, her voice trembling with emotion. "Sweetie, we need your help," she said, sounding on the verge of tears. "Your dad and I have hit a rough patch. The business is struggling, and Jake's trying to help, but we need an investment to keep it afloat. It's family, honey. We do the same for you." Their so-called business was a vague online store selling handmade crafts, or so they claimed. I'd never seen much proof of it, but at family dinners, they hyped it up endlessly. My dad would ramble about it being our legacy, while Jake was supposedly the marketing genius behind it all. I felt guilty even considering saying no. They raised me, didn't they? So, I transferred $5,000 as a loan, making it clear, pay me back when things pick up. A month later, Jake called. "Sis, you're a lifesaver with that money, but we need a bit more to launch this new product line. Mom and Dad are counting on you. Think of it as investing in your future too, we'll cut you in on the profits." I hesitated, but he piled on the guilt. "Remember when you were a kid, and I stood up for you against those bullies? Family sticks together." Feeling obligated, I sent another $3,000. Over the next 6 months, the requests kept coming, small amounts here and there, always with promises of repayment next quarter or once the big order comes in. Before I knew it, my savings were gone, and I'd even taken out a personal loan to help, believing their assurances that it was temporary. Things turned suspicious when I asked for updates. "Hey, can I see the business plan or some financials?" I'd ask. My dad would brush it off with, "Oh, honey, you don't need to worry about that. Jake's handling it." My mom would chime in, "We're family, trust us." Jake would just laugh and change the subject. Then, I noticed charges on my credit card statements I didn't make, small at first, $50 here, $100 there, for online shopping sites I'd never heard of. I called the bank, thinking it was fraud, but they said the charges were authorized from my IP address. Panic set in. I confronted my family at our next dinner. "Guys, someone's using my card. Did any of you borrow it?" I asked, trying to keep my voice calm. They exchanged uneasy glances. My mom fidgeted with her napkin. "Oh, sweetie, that might have been me. I needed supplies for the business, and your card was. Well, we had your info from when you helped with that one payment." My jaw dropped. "You what? Without asking? That's not okay." Jake jumped in, defensive. "Whoa, calm down. It's not a big deal. We'll pay it back." "You're acting like we're thieves or something," I snapped. "That's exactly what it feels like." My dad slammed his hand on the table. "Enough. You're being ungrateful. We've done everything for you, and now you accuse us? If you don't trust your own family, maybe you shouldn't be part of it. That night, they kicked me out of the family group chat and stopped answering my calls. I was devastated. How could they turn on me like this? I spent weeks trying to piece it together, disputing charges, freezing my accounts. My credit score tanked from the unpaid balances they'd racked up in my name. I had to move to an even smaller place just to afford the payments. A few months later, an old family friend reached out, feeling sorry for me. Over coffee, she whispered, "Your family's not running a business. It's a scam. They've been doing this to people, fake investment schemes, identity theft. You're not the only victim." On a desperate whim, I hired a private investigator, maxing out another card to pay for it. What he uncovered blew my mind. My family was running a full-blown scam operation. Jake was the ringleader, using fake websites to lure investors into phony e-commerce ventures, promising high returns before vanishing with the money. But with me, it was personal. They'd used my identity to open accounts, launder money through my cards, and even forged documents to make it look like I was part of it. I went to the police, filed reports, and provided evidence. Last month, they raided my parents' house. Jake's in custody, facing fraud charges. My mom and dad are out on bail but under investigation. The scam had drained dozens of people, totaling over $200,000. And me? I was their biggest mark because I trusted them. Now, they're blowing up my phone, begging for help. My mom pleads, "Please, baby, we need money for lawyers." It was all a misunderstanding. My dad growls, "You're breaking our hearts. Drop the charges." Jake even had his girlfriend call me, saying, "He's sorry, but you owe him for all those years he protected you." Am I the asshole for exposing them and refusing to help? I feel like the villain, but they ruined my life. Update 1, 2 weeks after original post. Wow, Reddit, you were right, I needed to lawyer up fast. After my post blew up, so many of you urged me to protect myself, and I'm so glad I listened. I found a pro bono attorney through a victims advocacy group for scam survivors, and she's fierce. She helped me file for identity theft protection and is working to repair my credit. Turns out, my family opened 3 credit lines in my name I didn't even know about, totaling another $10,000 in debt. How'd they get my info? Apparently, my mom had access to my old mail from when I lived at home, and Jake used shady software to pull my social security number. The harassment has intensified. Last night, my dad showed up at my apartment at 10 p.m., banging on the door. "Open up. We need to talk family to family," he yelled. I called the cops, who escorted him away, but not before he screamed, "You're destroying us over a little mistake. Blood is thicker than water." I recorded it all on my phone, as my lawyer advised. My mom's been leaving voicemails, sobbing, "How could you do this to your own mother? I carried you for 9 months. Jake's in jail because of you, he's scared, honey. Just tell the police it was a misunderstanding." Jake got a message to me through a mutual friend, saying, "Sis, I know you're mad, but think about the good times. Remember that road trip to the beach when we were kids? I didn't mean for it to go this far. Help me out, and I'll make it right. I promise." It's breaking my heart, but my therapist, I started seeing one because this mess has me anxious 24/7, says it's manipulation. They're gaslighting me into feeling guilty for their crimes. The pie found more victims, including an elderly neighbor who lost her life savings. My family targeted her because she was easy, according to emails the police seized. On a brighter note, my work has been understanding. My boss let me take some remote days to deal with this. But I'm paranoid now, checking my locks twice, changing all my passwords. What if they try something else? Am I the asshole for considering a restraining order? I never wanted it to come to this. Update 2, 1 month after Update 1. Things have escalated in ways I couldn't have imagined. The police investigation revealed the scam was bigger than we thought, not just local, but interstate. Jake had partners in 2 other states, running pyramid schemes disguised as family investment funds. They used fake testimonials, bogus websites, even deepfake videos of successful investors to lure people in. And here's the kicker, my name was on some of those documents as a co-founder. They forged my signature to make it look like I was in on it from the start. My lawyer was livid when she saw that. "This is identity fraud on steroids," she said. "We're suing them civilly on top of the criminal charges. We're going after restitution, every penny they took from me, plus damages for emotional distress." The court froze their assets, which include a secret bank account in my mom's name with over $50,000 from the scams. My dad claims ignorance, but emails show he was personally emailing victims, promising guaranteed returns. The family drama exploded at an intervention they staged. My aunt, my mom's sister, called me, pretending it was neutral ground at her house. I stupidly went, hoping we could talk. Big mistake. The whole family was there, cousins, uncles, even my 80-year-old grandma, who's usually on my side. Grandma started, "Darling, your parents are sorry. Can't you forgive?" Family forgives. Then Jake's girlfriend chimed in, "He's not a bad guy. He was just trying to provide for us. You know how hard it is out there." I lost it. Provide? By stealing from me? From strangers? He ruined lives. My mom burst into tears. "You were always so selfish. We needed that money more than you. You don't have kids, Jake does. Think of your niece." That's when I realized they weren't sorry, they were justifying it. My dad cornered me later, warning, "Drop this now, or you'll regret it. We know things about you that could make your life hell." What things? I have no skeletons, I'm boring. But it scared me. I left and filed for a restraining order the next day. It was granted temporarily against my mom, dad, and Jake. But now, I'm getting anonymous calls, heavy breathing, then hang-ups. My emails flooded with spam from weird addresses, and someone tried to hack my bank app. The bank flagged it. Is this them retaliating? My lawyer says to document everything for the case. Reddit, I'm exhausted. I'm sleeping with a baseball bat by my bed. Am I the asshole for not backing down? Part of me wonders if I should just move away and start over. Update 3, 3 weeks after Update 2. Holy crap, Reddit, the plot twists keep coming. Remember Jake's partners? One of them turned state's evidence and spilled everything. According to the prosecutor's update via my lawyer, the scam started 5 years ago when Jake lost his job and didn't want to admit it. He roped in my parents, convincing them it was just borrowing from willing investors. But it snowballed. They targeted family friends, online strangers, even set up fake charities to launder more cash. The bombshell? They used my identity not just for credit, but to register shell companies. There's a business in my name linked to over $100,000 in fraudulent transactions. If I hadn't come forward, I could have been arrested as an accomplice. The partner said Jake laughed about it, saying, "My sister's too naive to notice. We'll pin it on her if things go south." I confronted my mom over the phone, against the restraining order, but my lawyer said one supervised call was okay for evidence. She denied it at first. "That's not true. Jake would never." But when I read her the partner's statement, she broke. "Okay, fine. We did use your name, but only because yours was clean. Ours had bad credit." "It was temporary," I shouted. "Temporary? You destroyed my life," she sobbed. "We love you. We were going to pay it back. Please, help us. The trial's coming up, and we can't afford it without you." My dad got on the line. "Listen, kiddo, if you testify against us, you're dead to this family. But if you say it was all a mix-up, we can fix this." I hung up, recording the whole thing. My lawyer's thrilled. It's tampering with a witness. On a personal note, I've started dating someone new, a guy from work named Alex, 30, who's been incredibly supportive. He helped me install security cameras. But last night, someone smashed my car window and left a note, "Back off or else." The police are investigating, fingerprints pending. I'm scared, Reddit. The trial starts next month, and Jake's pleading not guilty, claiming I framed him out of jealousy. My parents are backing his story. What if the jury believes them? I've got evidence, but families can be convincing. Update 4, 2 months after Update 3. The trial's underway, and it's a nightmare. I testified yesterday, and it was brutal. The defense attorney grilled me like I was the criminal. "Isn't it true you willingly invested in the family business?" he asked with a smirk. "No," I replied, my voice shaking. "They lied to me, stole my identity, and drained my accounts without permission." He waved around forged emails from me approving transactions. My lawyer objected, pointing out they were fakes, timestamps didn't match, and IP addresses traced back to Jake's computer. My mom took the stand today, crying the entire time. "My daughter exaggerates," she said. "We borrowed a little, yes, but she knew. She's always been dramatic." My dad backed her up. "She's jealous of Jake's success. This is her way of getting back at us. Jake was the worst. He looked right at me and said, 'I love my sister, but she's unstable. She gave us the money freely, then changed her mind when she saw how well we were doing.'" The courtroom gasped when the prosecutor played my recorded calls, them admitting to using my name, threatening me. The judge looked furious. Outside court, things got physical. Jake's girlfriend approached me in the hallway, snarling, "You're a bitch for this." He was building a future for our kid. I ignored her, but she grabbed my arm. Security pulled her off, and now she's charged with assault. Back home, Alex has been my rock. Last night, we had our first big talk. I admire your strength, he said, holding me. But if it's too much, we can leave town after this. I want that, a fresh start. But the harassment hasn't stopped. Fake social media accounts in my name are posting lies about me being the scammer. My boss got an anonymous email claiming I'm unreliable. Is this my family or their accomplices? The jury's deliberating soon. My lawyer says it's looking good for convictions, but I'm on edge. What if they get off light? Or worse, what if they come after me for revenge? Update 5, 1 week after Update 4. The verdict's in. Jake was found guilty on all counts: fraud, identity theft, money laundering. He's sentenced to 10 years, eligible for parole in 5. My mom and dad got 3 years each, with probation possible after 1, plus massive fines. The judge called it a betrayal of trust at the highest level, especially since they targeted family. I cried in the courtroom, relief, anger, and grief all mixed together. My mom wailed as they cuffed her, "How could you let this happen to us?" My dad glared, "You'll pay for this." Restitution's been ordered, I'm getting back what they stole, plus interest. My credit's being cleared, and the civil suit is pending for more. But here's the cliffhanger: last night, I got a package at my door. Inside were photos of me and Alex, taken recently, with a note: "This isn't over. We have friends who owe us favors." No return address, but the handwriting looks like Jake's girlfriend's. The police are on it, but I'm terrified. Are there more people involved? Did the scam go deeper than we thought? Alex wants to move now, but I can't run forever. What do I do next? My entitled family scam partners are now targeting me for revenge after the trial. They sent threatening packages and tried to frame me as the real scammer, but I turned the tables and exposed their entire network. I'm 28, and I thought the nightmare was over after the trial, but I was so wrong. If you missed my original story, here's a quick recap without spoiling too much. My family, my parents in their 50s and my brother Jake, 32, ran a massive investment scam. They drained my savings, ruined my credit by stealing my identity, and got busted after I exposed them. They were convicted, Jake serving 10 years, my parents 3 each. I got restitution ordered, but the drama didn't end there. Right after the verdict, I received a creepy package with photos of me and my boyfriend Alex, 30, along with a note: "This isn't over. We have friends who owe us favors." The handwriting matched Jake's girlfriend's, but the police couldn't pin it definitively. That was a month ago, and things have spiraled out of control. I'm posting this follow-up because the harassment has turned into full-on retaliation from what turns out to be a wider scam network. I never imagined my family was just the tip of the iceberg. They had accomplices everywhere, and now those people are coming after me for ruining their operation. It feels like I've stepped into a bad thriller movie, but this is my life. Alex has been my rock, but even he's pushing for us to relocate. I'm scared, exhausted, and questioning if I should have just let it go. But no, they stole from me and others. Innocent people lost everything. Still, am I the asshole for fighting back harder now? It started right after that package. I reported it to the police, who linked it to the ongoing investigation. My lawyer, the amazing pro bono one from before, warned, "This screams organized crime. Don't engage, document everything." Easier said than done when your phone starts blowing up with blocked numbers. Voicemails hissed, "You think you're safe? We know where you work." Texts from burners threatened, "Drop the civil suit or your pretty boyfriend gets a visit." I changed my number, but then the online attacks ramped up. Fake profiles in my name popped up on social media, posting confessions that I was the mastermind of the scam. Posts claimed, "I framed my family to cover my tracks, here's how I stole $200,000. They even doctored photos of me with piles of cash, obviously photoshopped from my old Instagram pics. My boss caught wind of it and called me in, asking, "Is this true? We can't have this drama affecting the team." I had to show her court documents to prove it was slander. She was sympathetic but warned, "Watch your back, reputational damage is real." Then, the physical threats escalated. 2 weeks ago, I came home to find my apartment door jimmied open. Nothing was stolen, but my papers were everywhere: financial docs, old bank statements. Someone was looking for dirt. Alex installed better locks and a Ring camera that night. He held me as I freaked out, saying, "Babe, this is too much. Let's move in together, safety in numbers." I agreed, and we've been staying at his place since. My lawyer dug deeper and discovered Jake's partners from other states weren't all arrested. One guy, let's call him Rick, in his 40s, a sleazy ex-colleague of Jake's, skipped bail and went underground. The state's evidence guy confirmed Rick was the tech brain, hacking accounts, setting up deepfakes. And get this, they had a whole network of small-time scammers feeding into it, like a pyramid of fraud. My family was the family face to lure trusting marks, while Rick handled the dirty work. I feel so stupid for not seeing it sooner. My mom used to say, Jake's friends are ambitious go-getters, but now I know they were crooks. One even posed as a financial advisor to scam that elderly neighbor I mentioned. She's suing too, and we connected. She confirmed they used her identity just like mine. Am I the asshole for not dropping the civil suit? Part of me wants peace, but they owe me, my credit's still recovering, and I've got therapy bills piling up from the anxiety. Update 1 week after original post. Reddit, your comments lit a fire under me, so many of you said to go public or get the media involved. I did one better, my lawyer connected me with a journalist covering scam rings. She interviewed me anonymously at first, but after more threats, I went full name. The article dropped yesterday. Woman exposes family's interstate scam empire, now facing backlash from hidden accomplices. It went viral locally, and tips poured in. One tipster, an ex-girlfriend of Rick's, DM'd me, saying, he bragged about screwing over that naive sister of Jake's. He's holed up in a motel 2 towns over, planning to frame you with planted evidence. I forwarded it to the cops, who raided the place. They found Rick with laptops full of hacked data, including mine. He was arrested on the spot, charged with additional counts of cyber fraud and stalking. But victory was short-lived. That night, Alex and I got a delivery, a box labeled from your loving family. Inside was a USB drive and a note, play this or we leak it everywhere. The drive had a deepfake video of me confessing to starting the scam, using my voice from old family videos. It was eerie, it looked just like me. Alex was furious, saying, these bastards are tech-savvy psychos. We didn't touch it further and handed it straight to the police for forensics. Harassment from Jake's girlfriend, let's call her Lisa, 29, picked up too. She showed up at Alex's work, pretending to be a client, and cornered him, saying, tell your girlfriend to back off. Jake says she owes us, that money was for our future. Alex recorded it and got a restraining order against her that day. I'm paranoid now, checking under my car for trackers, varying my routes home. Therapy helps, but nightmares are constant. Am I the asshole for dragging this into the public eye? Some distant cousins are mad, saying I'm airing dirty laundry. Update 2 weeks after Update 1. It's Escalation City. Rick's arrest uncovered more. He had a list of targets for revenge, with my name at the top. Police found emails where he coordinated with 2 other accomplices, a couple in their 30s with fake names but real warrants now. They were planning to plant evidence in my apartment to make it look like I was running a new scam. That's why the break-in happened, they were scoping it out. My lawyer filed for expanded protection, and I got a temporary order against the whole network. But then, someone tried to swat me. An anonymous call to the police claimed I had a gun and was holding Alex hostage. Cops showed up at 2 a.m., guns drawn. It was terrifying. Alex and I were half asleep, he yelled, it's a hoax. While I hid in the bathroom. They cleared it, but my heart raced for hours. The next day, Lisa called from a new number, breaking the restraining order already, saying, you think you're winning? We have more friends. That swatting was just a taste. I recorded it, and she's now in custody for violation and harassment. On a positive note, the media attention brought more victims forward. A support group formed online, we're sharing stories, pooling resources for a class action suit against the entire ring. One woman said, your family scammed me out of $20,000 for a surefire investment. Thank you for speaking up. Alex proposed a mini vacation to decompress, but I'm too scared to leave town. What if they follow? My boss gave me paid leave, saying, you've been through hell, focus on you. I'm grateful, but I feel like a burden. Am I the asshole for pursuing the class action? Some say let the courts handle it, but these people need to pay. Update 3 weeks after Update 2. Big breakthroughs, and bigger scares. Police traced the swatting call to one of Rick's accomplices, a guy named Tony, 35. He was caught trying to flee the state with fake IDs. In interrogation, he sang like a bird. The network was bigger, involving at least 10 people across 4 states, scamming over $500,000 total. They used apps to anonymize calls, dark web forums to recruit, and even cryptocurrency to hide funds. The bombshell? My parents were more involved than we thought. From prison, my mom smuggled out a letter to Lisa, saying, tell her to stop or we'll expose her secrets. What secrets? Turns out, they fabricated some, doctored records claiming I had gambling debts, a total lie, to discredit me. Tony confirmed they planned to leak it to my job. I confronted my dad via a supervised prison call, lawyer approved. He sneered, "You started this war, kid. Our friends are just finishing it." I shot back, "Your friends are ratting you out. Enjoy the extra charges." He hung up, fuming. Then, last night, the scariest moment, Alex and I heard noises outside his place. The camera caught two shadowy figures tampering with his car. We called the cops, they fled, but left behind a device, a GPS tracker. Fingerprints matched Tony's partner, who was arrested this morning. I'm done hiding. With the new evidence, prosecutors are adding conspiracy charges to everyone's sentences. The class action is gaining traction, we might recover funds from seized assets. But Alex sat me down, saying, "I love you, but this stress is killing us. Marry me and let's start fresh somewhere safe." Wait, what? He proposed. Ring and all. I said yes, tears everywhere. Still, the threats linger. I got an anonymous email today, "Congrats on the engagement. Hope you make it to the wedding." Chilling. Update 4, 1 month after Update 3. Resolution incoming? The feds got involved. This interstate scam ring qualifies as organized fraud. Raids happened simultaneously in 3 states, nabbing the last accomplices. They found servers with all the data, victim lists, fake sites, even chat logs where Jake boasted, "My sister's exposure will backfire, we'll bury her in fakes." Lisa flipped, testifying against everyone for a plea deal. She admitted sending the package and coordinating harassment, saying, "Jake made me. He said family debts need paying." She's facing 2 years but cooperating fully. My civil suit settled, I'm getting $50,000 in damages, enough to wipe my debts and start over. My credit's fully repaired, and the support group raised funds for security systems for all victims. Alex and I are planning a quiet wedding, but we're moving cross-country post-honeymoon. New jobs are lined up for a fresh start. But here's the cliffhanger. As I packed, I found a hidden envelope in my old mail, a confession note from an unknown sender. I was part of it too, but there's one more layer. International ties. Watch your back, the police are investigating, but is the scam global? What if it's not over?